This week we got some plumbing problems. We're going to find and fix a broken water line. We're going to learn about Silcock frost-free faucets, and we're going to do a little water remediation in the crawl space. So let's go. So while my friends were all here cleaning fish, I realized I had a problem. When I turn this here faucet on, I get water leaking out of the house, and that ain't supposed to happen. So I got a problem. Let's go find out what it is. You can see here the water line on the foundation blocks. This feels damp. It's already dried, but earlier this was all full of water, so it seems like the water level is going down since we've quit using it. But this goes along my foundation, all along here. This is all damp, so I've got a leak in the wall somewhere. I gotta go find it. A lot of cobwebs, feels like Indiana Jones. This is rock wool insulation that I put down. Rock wool is waterproof, but there is moisture down here. There is moisture here under my insulation, so not a good sign. It's on top of the plastic. Let's see if we can figure out what's happening. What is this? That's all soaking wet right there. See that? That doesn't look good. It could be condensation, but there's some other issue here, obviously. That wall has got water on it. Just move these out of the way till we can figure out what's happening. Some signs of some carpenter ants here. See here, sign of some carpenter ants, and that's probably a sign of a carpenter ant right there. They don't live in your house, they just nest in your house. I don't know if those are ant eggs or something. Oh, Alaska. Just like that. I gotta have someone turn on the water outside and then look to see where it's leaking. This could have been here before, though. I remember when we moved in, there was a mention of carpenter ants, and it was right here, but it looked like they had left already. If you know about carpenter ants, let me know. I remember talking to the guy. I've got the paper written somewhere, and it wasn't much to have him come out and treat for it. But they didn't seem to think it was that big a deal. There's my beautiful wife. Hello, beautiful.
Hi, I was in a meeting. What you need?
Sorry, can you go in the bathroom and turn on your hot water? Just let it run for a bit.
Okay.
I'm looking for a leak. If it's leaking, it's not leaking fast. And it's got to be coming from the outside spigot then. If you have a moment to turn on the outside spigot, but if you got to get back to work, I understand. Oh, yeah, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off. Turn it off, turn it off, turn it off.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All over the place. Yeah, I found it.
Found it.
Well, that's good. It's always good to find the problem. Now I got to fix the problem.
Okay. Bye.
I like to find the problem so I can fix that. I can pull this insulation out. I can put my fan under here, dry things out. So I got my main water line, comes in down here. It comes up. Now there's a spigot there that just drains straight. Goes here. This goes to my sprinklers. Right there, sprinklers. So that turns off in the wintertime. And right now it's raining enough, but that one goes to the sprinklers. Then we go through our filter and back out and up, and it splits right here. And I'm guessing one goes to outside lines, one goes to inside lines. Once I figure out which one it is, I'll label them and they'll be done properly. We're just going to play a little roulette here. We're just going to turn one off. Okay, see how the water dropped off? So that is house water. Well, the hot water heater starts to grumble because it's not getting fed. So we'll turn that back on. Okay, so that guy's off. Let's go see what we learn. Okay, he seems fat, dumb, and happy. Let's go check upstairs. I don't hear anything. So that has turned this water off. Okay, so here we go. It clearly says there, if I were to have read the instructions, remove hose or faucet may freeze and burst. So that's the problem. Our own fault. I'll take that off, get it repaired. At the same time, I'm going to do this other one. I think it's doing the exact same problem. It's kind of a pain to get in there. So I'm going to do a little yoga to get in there. You guys can watch that. See if I can get in here without busting myself up. Oh, just don't do anything. Oh, well, there's my level. I might need that someday if it wants to be level. Let's see if this turns on. It does not. Oh, to be 15 again. I'll go show you some of the water problems we're having downstairs. Let's check in with Rebecca while we're headed down there.
Yes. Hi, what's up?
Just wanted to check in on you.
Oh, I'm working.
All right. Sorry to interrupt. See here, we've got some water that's been coming in and bringing dust and dirt. The same thing here. It's been an issue for a short time, but I've had so many guests here that I couldn't stop to clean up. You can see some moisture there. So we got some moisture issues happening. I've known it. I've needed to address it. That's what we're doing today. I don't know anything about these spigots, so I'm anticipating taking about 5 trips to the hardware store. We'll have spent some time with the local plumbing supply fella, Dale. Thank you, Dale. Appreciate all your help. We got a plan to fix these outside spigots, and he may have identified the mystery noise that I hear. It sounds like the check valve maybe in our well has gone bad. Every once in a while I hear what sounds like the neighbor dumping gravel out of a dump bed, and the tailgate drops. Well, he says that's the water going back down the well and hitting that check valve at the bottom, and you can hear it. Now I hear it. Rebecca says she's never heard it, and she tells me I need hearing aids. I'm not sure about that. I have a plan. I have a lot of tools, and there are a few things more frustrating to me than knowing I have the right tool for the job and not being able to find it. So how much time do you spend trying to find the tool? It's the frustrations of not having a shop. We still got to deal with mosquitoes while we're trying to fix the plumbing. I have a giant monkey wrench somewhere. Hopefully that just twists right out. Let's see. Hopefully it twists out at the proper spot and not on. Oh, it looks like it's going to. That would be pretty exciting. Oh, look at that. Huh? Hey, even a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while. And look at my split in the pipe right there. See that? So again, that is from not knowing, right? Alaska weather. Evidently, if you leave the hose attached to the spigot, the water drips, fills up that spigot, freezes, blows a pipe. But luckily, it blew on this side. When I turn this, it closes a valve at this end, so that water stays back here. That way, if anything freezes, this will all drip out. If anything freezes, it's way back here in the house where it's insulated. Lucky for me, it blew right there and the valve is right there, so I can just replace this part. This is awesome. Let's go get the other one. What'll even be more miraculous is if they have the part in stock. You guys are gonna have to get in there with me. Oh, that's a little rough on the boys. Gonna set you down for a minute while I use 2 hands to get over the fence. Oh, you really want a 34-inch inseam on that one. I'm gonna I'll set you up so you guys can enjoy this with me. So I've been concerned about this moisture down here, and this is part of the moisture that we're seeing show up down there in the Elvis bathroom. We call that the Elvis bathroom, the one with the red tile and the black sink. I don't know, it just seems like something Elvis would have. It's got a huge shower, like it's got a 8-person shower in case you ever wanted to shower with 8 people. Like a high school gymnasium shower. It doesn't appear to be broken. Maybe this end is broken. It sure just has a lot of liquid here at the bottom. Maybe these, I think those valves inside there must not be sealing properly because it's just allowing a constant drip here. So I'm going to take this one into my new friend at the hardware store and see what he has to say, and hopefully we can get that screwed back in. You can't hop up out of here because the bushes hold you in. Let's check with Rebecca and see what she's doing.
Rebecca's getting off work.
Off work?
Off work.
This is Command Central. If you haven't been in here, this is Command Central. This is where all the magic happens.
This is where we solve the problems of the world.
No, that's Pinky in the Brain.
Chief, mate, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
All right, we're headed to the hardware store. So Dale did us good. Got a new part. We're going to try this one here, and then we'll get to the other side. All right, we're shooting a blind hole here and trying to find, through the insulation, trying to find the spigot on the inside. I feel it in there. Ah, airplane season. That ain't right. That feels pretty good. Let's see what that does. It feels like it's starting. Looks like it's about an inch longer than I needed. That'll be it. Let's go do the other one. You got to put the Teflon tape on the right way. You got to rotate it properly so that when you tighten the pipe into the fitting, it's not taking the Teflon tape off. And more than one time, I have put it on incorrectly. See, this way, as you tighten it into the socket, it'll put the tape on. If you wrapped it the wrong way, it would peel the tape off. Let's see what happens now. Now I can go under the house and see this one, but let's see if I can hit it going straight in here. I think the pipe must come through floor joist, and maybe it's pushed through the other end because I can feel this go into a hole, but I'm not feeling the pipe, so I think the pipe is pushed through. So I'm going to go under the house, and if you could stay out here and just kind of turn it as, I think I can get a few turns there, but I'll get it started under the house, and then we can put a wrench on it out here. All right?
Got it on? Hang on, let me get the wrench on. Okay. Okay, yeah, it's getting tighter. Oh, no, it keeps going to a certain point and popping.
You can see the threads are boogered up right there.
Yeah, there's no reason for that. With Teflon tape wasn't even boogered up, so why would the threads be boogered up, right?
Yeah. We're back. The threads on that one were boogered up, and it just would not thread in underneath the house. So we're trying version 2. I think everyone knows about Teflon tape, but if you don't, that Teflon goes between the threads, so when you put it in a water joint, the water can't zigzag in and out of the threads and make a leak. This seals it up. All right, I'm gonna go climb under the house. Maybe I'll take you with me. So what's going on? What did I miss?
I'm watching Laura.
Laura's got it. And let me see it again here. What is it? There it is. The asparagus mustache. Dinner's getting ready. We're going to go finish this water project real quick. All right, go ahead, Tim. Push her on in. There we go. Yeah, it looks pretty good here. How's the rotation out there? Think you can go one more turn? Okay, that's it then. Oh. I don't know if I have to be an official plumber to show my crack on video or if that works for amateurs as well. You know, I popped both biceps, so I've got like with a t-shirt on, it looks like I'm ripped, but when you lift it, yeah, I went to see the orthopedic surgeon when it happened, and he's like, you know, a lot of guys just don't fix it. I'm thinking this is a new trend with surgeons. All right, well that looks like success, maybe. We're gonna test the water. Tim's gonna turn it on. I'm gonna crawl under here and check things. I'll give him a holler to turn it on and we'll see what happens. All right, go ahead, Tim. Well, I don't see any water coming out. That's a good thing. See, this is the rock wool. So it's just these big blocks. That'll be the end of this project for now. I have to get back to it in the morning. Back to working under the house. Got to get that water out of there. Let's go see what's happening. I put plastic on top of the insulation just to keep it clean, and if there was ever a water problem, and there was a water problem. But now that water is sitting on top of the plastic, and if I dump it off of that, it'll be under the insulation. So I've got insulation sandwiched between two pieces of plastic and water. So shop vac it is. We'll see how that goes. I don't know which is the Gazinta and which is the Gazalta. I think that's the Gazinta. So this rock wool is waterproof. But if it's sitting in a pool of water, that, you know. So now I can get this plastic off of here. And I think this side over here is okay, but let's just pull this up and see what we've got lurking beneath. What do we have lurking beneath? See, we got wet insulation. And I just don't know if it'll dry out. I don't know is the answer. If I flip it over, does then all the water soak down through it? Right? Am I better to just pull this out and replace it? Probably so. Probably so. Yeah, oh, look at the water pour out of it. There's my answer. I stand it on end and let the water pour out of it. It just pours right out. And it goes right down into the pool there. Well, there's my answer. Stand it on end, on edge. Stand it on edge. And we got a little bit of a hill going down here. So, water, water, water. No. Got my britches falling down. Okay, that one doesn't feel too wet. That one's okay. We got some water here we can suck up. Come on now, how many times have you seen a guy vacuuming the walls underneath his house? That just doesn't happen every day. What lurks beneath? Not too bad. Not too bad. Let's stand that on end. Under this layer of Bisqueen is just dirt, and it's pretty saturated. And I'm not sure how much of that I need to clear out. Maybe nothing. Maybe that'll just soak in. Oh, that's a mess there. But I now have a method of standing on its edge. So I think I stand these on their edge and let it drip down, and then that's all going to go down to this point, this low point right here. So I need to get these out of the low point. See, it doesn't actually soak up the water. Oh yeah, big old pool of water here, and it's just dripping off as the goal is to get the water out, and I'm not sure how you do that. Like if I put the fan on and it blows the air, it displaces the water, where's it go? Put a heater down here and it heats up the water, and where does it go? Well, this is working pretty well. Putting it on end, the water's kind of coming out of it. It makes a puddle, and then I can suck up the water. So I think I'm going to separate those. Okay, I've got the majority of the water cleaned up. What's in the insulation has got to drain out. So I'm going to set this up for a bit with a fan, and then come back and check these pools again and see if I got more to suck out. Ooh, that dude's soaked. I've got all this insulation separated with air gaps between it. It's all leaning downhill. So as the water comes out of that insulation, I'm expecting it to drain down into these low spots in the Bisqueen. I can suck out the water, but it'll just take a little time. See the water right there? I've got a fan, one of those carpet fans, I'm going to set up right down there to blow through these channels of air here, and maybe dry that out a little more. Again, I don't know how that works, because it's going to take those water molecules, I guess, and disperse them evenly throughout my basement. I don't know if I want that either. I don't know, but you got to dry it out. There's the fan blowing through the insulation vents. We'll come back in a couple hours and see what happens. An added crazy idea was to put the fan right here at the door and maybe blow some of that aerated moisture out of the hole. And then I'll have it to deal with it in here. One of the concerns I had with our water is that I kept hearing the well kick on. Like the middle of the night, you hear the well turn on. And what makes that happen? There's a leak, something's dripping. There's a problem somewhere. When I was down there talking to the hardware guy, he said that it could be the back flush valve in my well is maybe not good. And so the water is running backwards down the well, and that's causing a problem. So we bought all the apparatuses to make that fixed. It'll take a lot of disassembling this, and there'll be water everywhere. It'll be a mess. And I thought, you know, if that's actually the case and it's actually leaking, then I could just turn my water off here, and the only thing in the system then would be these two pressurized tanks and my well. And if the pressure drops down, then I know that valve is no good. But if the pressure stays good, then that's not the problem. And that's what I did, and that's not the problem. You know, it could be a leaky toilet, it could be a shower dripping, it could be, it very well could have been that leak that I had on the outskirts of the house. If that valve wasn't shut right, it would have been just dripping constantly through there. I don't know at what rate, but it doesn't take much to just drip, 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 and then your well's kicking on in the middle of the night. One interesting thing I did notice just recently is I've got a fan that I usually use to blow onto this equipment. and I moved the fan up into the hole to kind of blow the air out of there and try and maybe get some moisture out of underneath the house. And what happened is that because the fan wasn't blowing on here, this tank has got some condensation on it. So we'll keep some cool air blowing across these and see if that goes away. This condensation might very well have come out of the hole that I evacuated all that water from. No condensation on this tank. That's kind of weird. Why? I'm not sure, but something to think about. Condensation here, no condensation here. Why? If you have an answer, let me know. I'm going to climb in the hole and finish this up. Okay, it's been a couple days. Let's get back in the hole there and see what we can learn. Hey, look at this. Everything's dried out. This looks pretty good. This insulation is all dry. The ground is dry, so the fan did it. Now where that moisture went to, I don't know, but it's not here anymore. So I'm going to put this back together, get my insulation back up on the wall, call this clear. Yeah, this is a success. Hey, even a blind squirrel, right? Here's a little clip of a beach launch, or actually they're pulling the boat out on the beach in the Nilchik. Thanks again. We do appreciate your time. We will see you next week.